We've had to get out of our silo as law enforcement, the health industry, the health department, the medical community, the substance abuse treatment community. We all saw this within our own silos, and nobody was really willing to cross those barriers to sit down and talk with the other groups that this affected. In November, 11 years ago, we did our first community meeting here in Waynesville, inviting the community, especially concentrating on the medical providers and the prescribers, talking about the issue of the overdose increases that we're seeing due to prescription pills. After the initial meeting that we had, I'd never really been a part of a lunch and learn, but that was the first lunch and learn that I had participated in, and it was mainly the medical community. From there, we rolled out, and we really wanted to get all the groups that were affected involved in kind of a community task force, a community group to look at the problem of opioids. So we got the medical professionals, we got the schools involved. We had a group of individuals from the health department. We had people from substance abuse treatment. And then we had a table where we had parents that had lost children due to an opioid overdose. So we brought in, all the different aspects of the community into one room, and we met once a week for a long, long time. And again, just helping break down those barriers and get people out of their silos and talking and communicating.
What I did was I brought to the table what I had looked at as far as statistic-wise on what was going on across the country, especially up in the Northeast with this, and that I was trying to be proactive. And that two of my main goals was, one, to be able to reduce incarcerations. And because the district attorneys see a huge caseload every year, most of those cases get pled anyways. So that was one of the goals that I approached him with. The other one was from a safety standpoint for my community, because a lot of individuals that have to end up supporting a substance use disorder are going to be committing crimes in your community. And so those can lead to much more serious charges, and breaking into cars, breaking into people's houses, shoplifting. Those are the kind of crimes that I wanted to be able to reduce. One of the things that I did also early on was I contacted a group out of Massachusetts called PARI. It's PAARI, the Police Assisted Addiction Recovery Initiative. And so there was some police departments up there that had already started these initiatives. And so they were very instrumental in helping me do press releases, a little bit of funding to start. And when I say a little bit, I mean it was a small amount, but it's better than nothing. And just being able to be able to call another police chief who had been through this process and wanted to do something in his community to be able to bounce those ideas off of.
And really what we tried to do initially was educate. We tried to educate the community. So we were in every church, every school, every civic organization. Whoever would listen to us, we stood up in front of them and talked about the dangers of opioids. I've got PowerPoints and presentations in my computer dating from 10 and 11 years ago that we've done to whoever would listen.
Obviously my town manager, and then he briefed the city council, but everybody that we talked to, including the sheriff, no one brought up any opposition, because I think part of that was that they could see also that there was a problem and it was coming, but because it touched so many different types of people. The county commissioners, the local health board, all of those were, super supportive of everything that we did, which was a little bit of a surprise for me because I wasn't expecting that.
So I think just from the community education that we've been able to do over the past 10 years, along with the help with the media, and some of these community organizations, the faith community, the school system, these parents that have been willing to come up and talk about how the loss of their son or daughter has affected them, we do have community buy-in. And that was important to us, because without that buy-in, we'd have never initiated the program.